Welcome, welcome to we call it our meet and greet, our getting started right call, or whatever. We have had these off and on, but it's been a very long time. And as a team of coaches, we are super, super excited for this call, for this group. We've been working together for the past few weeks. This group has come, sorry, I'm gonna probably take pauses as I admit people. Actually, Sarah, are you seeing people coming in? Great. Do you wanna admit as if I'm talking and vice versa? So this group has come up as a result of we're always kind of talking about what are the needs of our people, what are the needs of, what's going to help people continue to make progress. So as we go throughout this call, I'm going to encourage you, if you have questions, put them in the chat. If they are something that makes sense to, and we see them to answer right away, we will, but otherwise we'll address them at the end. The brief overview of this call, basically our hope is, one, to build community because it's something we value deeply amongst our team of coaches and team of challengers, clients, whatever you want to call them. Is just this feeling, knowing each other. And it takes time, it takes trust, but the beautiful thing is that over time, as people dig in and they lean in and they take part, I've had so many people who have said to me, like, I really didn't expect much from this because it's online, but like really feeling connected to the community. So build community, share what's a little bit different about this particular group for those of you who have been around for a little while. We want you to get excited and think about your goals and start to think ahead because we don't kick off till Tuesday, but planning is important, right? And then we want to answer some questions. So we've heard from a lot of people lately that they're struggling, that the summer was like totally threw them for a loop. And one thing I want to do is kind of normalize that. And also earlier I said to the ladies, like, de-shamify that. And just the realization of like summer has a tendency to do that. And so just the value in saying, okay, this is what it was, and I have the power to move forward and make choices. So very first thing we're going to do, I'm going to toss it over to Jennifer, and she's going to kind of lead us into, we're going to be brief, but take a moment to just get to know each other better.
Hey everybody, it's so good to see your faces tonight. Thanks for joining in. My name is Jennifer. I'm from Anaheim, California, and we're going to say two things. So where we're from and then how we fill our days. So I fill my days, I like to say I am a full-time everything. I'm a full-time Team Beachbody coach. I am a full-time work for my family's company. We're a charter bus company. I'm a full-time volunteer for my daughter's school, and anything else that comes up, I am full-time. My husband actually stopped me from signing up for anything else. So that is me, and I'm excited to get to know all of you. I'm going to throw it. I'm just going to go up from the bottom of my screen. So Jean, I'm going to start with you.
I had to unmute first. Hi, I'm Jean. Sarah's my coach. I'm in Marietta, Georgia sometimes, not today. Today I'm up by the river. And what else? I have a full-time job. I support financial systems. And luckily, after the pandemic, I've been able to do most of that remotely, which has been very nice. I do go into the office occasionally, like the last couple of days. So I still get to see people now and then. All my children are grown. I've got 3 grown boys, 6 grandchildren now. I've been with Beachbody for a year.
Yay, thank you, Jean. I did just put in the chat if you want to look what we're saying, so name, where we're from, and how we fill our days. And there's a good group of us, so we want to keep this brief and succinct. So I'm going to go to Rachel. You have those pretty lights behind you.
Hi, my name's Rachel. I have short-term memory loss and forget all I'm supposed to say already. But I am a full-time mom, and I have a full-time job as the director of operations for a hotel management company and work from home. And I fill my days with my kids, my dogs, workouts, recoveries, nursing my back, all the things. I think I got them all.
And where do you live, Rachel?
I'm in central Pennsylvania. Did I get everything? All right, so I just have to pass it to somebody.
I'm gonna go to Jacqueline.
Sorry, I couldn't unmute myself. I'm Jacqueline. I'm from Marietta, Georgia. I am a full-time mom, and currently all three of my kids are still awake. So that's what you hear in the background. So that's how I fill my days. And I'm brand new to Beachbody. I just joined on Saturday, I think. So today was day 3 of me actually participating in the program.
Welcome. The fun is just beginning. We're so happy you're here. Amanda.
Hi, I'm Amanda, and I am from about an hour east of Pittsburgh in Pennsylvania. And how I feel my time, I work full-time for a nonprofit organization and do youth leadership and just a number of other things in our county and our community. And I also homeschool my 2 boys full-time. And we have been doing a lot of gardening. You talk about like summer throwing things off of loving the garden, but it takes so much time. And I think that's about it. I've been with Beachbody for a little while. I think I joined with Emily in December. So almost a whole year.
Fantastic. Thank you, Amanda. Next on my screen is Nellie.
Hi, everybody. I'm Nellie, and I live in Kennesaw, Georgia. Sarah is my coach. I've been doing this for 7 months now. And what I do most of the time with my days is manage my children's busy social schedules. Just have 2 girls. They go to a farm school, and I love volunteering at church, although I haven't done that much of that in the last 2 years. I love volunteering at school too, and just being there for my dad and any friends that need help. Like, that's really my focus in life right now. So so excited. Thanks.
Awesome. Thank you, Nellie. So I'm going to keep it moving. Next on my screen, Elizabeth. Liz.
Hi guys, I'm Liz. I'm from Linesville, Pennsylvania. So basically in Ohio, Pymatuning area. I'm a full-time high school choir director. I just moved jobs in May. Today was our first day of school, so if I fall asleep, I apologize. But I also volunteer at church. I'm a worship leader. And full-time cat mom to a very spastic kitten who you might see run across everywhere because she is insane. Yeah, I've been with Beachbody for almost 2 years now.
Thanks, Liz. Casey.
Hey, I do Zoom calls all the time. I should be able to figure this out. Hello, everyone. I live in sunny South Florida, right near Fort Lauderdale. Emily's my coach. I've known Emily for a really long time. She lived with my sister back in the college days, I think like 2004. I've been drinking Shakeology I think since Emily started selling it, however many years ago that was. I took a little hiatus. I had a few extra bags. And at the start of COVID, I was doing 21 Day Fix. That was always my favorite and that's always worked for me. And then I started working out with a dear friend who was a trainer. So I was getting free training the past 2 years. So I've stayed in shape and I'm pretty strong, but I just left my job of 11 years. I started last week. So I have a new sales position. So I need to find a new routine. I cannot be at the gym at 10:30 in the morning anymore. So I need, as soon as I saw Emily post something, I was like, okay, I need my Shakeology and I need a new program. I was in a hotel last weekend and a girl was like with her iPad doing this new lift, I don't know, some new beach body thing. And I was like, all right, I need to reach out to Emily, and Emily got me set up right away. So I've been drinking my vegan vanilla every day. I'm so excited because I really need a new routine and something new. And I love Beachbody. I've always been a fan. Emily's the best coach ever. So I'm excited to be a part of this. And really just, I need a new routine because I have to do something every day. I'm not a full-time mom, but I'm a full-time cat foster mom. So I do keep my days very, very busy. There's no extra minutes for a lot of stuff between work and the fostering. So I'm excited to be here with you all. Thanks for having me.
It's so nice to meet you, Casey.
Thank
Thanks for being here. Jendi.
Hi, I'm in my car because my kids are in a dance class. I'm from Williamsport and I work in medicine, Williamsport, Pennsylvania, sorry. I work in medicine and I did Beachbody for a while and it was really fun. And COVID happened. I haven't done anything in a couple of years. I don't know why I didn't cancel my subscription, but today I'm like, you know what? Let me hop back on. So I'm going to jump back in.
I'm so glad to hear that, Jendi. And Jendi is a doctor, and we know that the last couple of years have been a lot for a lot of people. But I think that's really especially for people in healthcare. So thank you for everything you do.
We've got one more and then we've got our coaches. So Christine, you're up.
Hi, everybody. I'm Christine. I live in Miami. I'm under Sarah, and I started in June, end of June, and I've been loving it. I was doing the Peloton, but kind of just not really doing much of organized anything, and this has been amazing, especially honestly, the accountability groups have really helped me keep me accountable. The way I fill my days is I'm a client relations director for a wealth management firm. And since the pandemic, actually, we went primarily remote. So it actually opened up my schedule to work out from home in the mornings before, obviously I used to commute up to Weston, which is about an hour and then 2 hours home. So it's been a great change for me personally to kind of add some balance into my life because my job is very demanding. I'm also a mom of two and of two little ones, 5 and 4. So there's never a dull moment, but it's been nice to focus on me for a little bit. And I'm so excited, especially to see the faces that I see on sweaty selfies and via chats. So it's nice to see the faces talking with like voices. So I'm excited to meet everybody.
I agree with that. That's awesome, Christine. Welcome. Okay, coaches, you're all that's left, and you get like 10 seconds each. So Dawn, you're up.
I knew I was going to be the next one. I'm Dawn, and I am from Akron, Ohio. And I fill my days, if not with, well, partially with Beachbody coaching, but also I do a part-time job cleaning at our church, and I used to do other things at our church, but that's in transition. And whoever said they are running their children's social lives, that's how I fill the rest of my days. I have a 15-year-old, a 14-year-old, and a 12-year-old, all boys, all in sports. Enough said.
Mary.
Well, good evening, friends. So my name is Mary. I'm from Mifflinburg, Pennsylvania. And I fill my days, I work part-time as a physical therapist at our local hospital. I also work with coaching through Beachbody, and I help on our farm with our marketing beef business that we have. And of course, I have 3 kids that I chase around on the days I'm not physically out of the house. So.
Sarah.
What's up, everybody? I'm beaming over here. This is so awesome. I am in Ackworth, Georgia. I'm originally from Miami, so some of my friends are from down there too. And I have 3 boys, 9, 6, and 3. So I'm also doing lots of things with them. And I also am a private music teacher. So I teach voice and piano lessons. Did they fill everything? That was everything, right? And oh, by the way, I do this coaching thing too. Yeah.
And by the way, Olivia.
Hello, everyone. I'm Olivia. I am from Chambersburg, Pennsylvania. I work full-time in our local county government's IT department. My husband calls me the nerd. And I'm newly married, actually going on 2 years. And I have a very large Bernese Mountain Dog that is like the biggest baby ever.
And it's Olivia's birthday, just so you all know. She joined us tonight. So if it wasn't really awkward, we'd sing you happy birthday on Zoom, but we won't.
Caitlin.
Those of us who teach voice and music know that that's just not pleasant. Anyway, continue.
Caitlin.
I've been there, done that with trying to sing on Zoom. Anyway, hi, I'm Caitlin. I'm so excited to see faces and hear voices. I live in Morrisville, Pennsylvania, which is about 40 minutes outside Philly, with my husband and my 2 children. And I fill my days with momming them. And also I'm a Beachbody coach and I'm a singer at my church.
And last but certainly not least, there's Miss Emily.
So I am in State College, Pennsylvania. I'm loving, we've got like this like Southern contingent. Well, I guess people from Florida, do you consider yourself Southern? I don't know, but you know, and then Jennifer's West Coast, we're starting to see like, there's the Ohio people. It's great. And then Pennsylvania. So I am predominantly, it's shifted a lot, but what I fill my days with as of the past year or 2, I've been coaching for over 8 years at this point, but coaching has come to a more kind of my main thing, that and a lot of women's ministry work that I do by training, and I still do a little bit of it. I'm a singer, voice teacher, but with a move in COVID, a lot of that has shifted in the last 2 years. So that's where we are. We're going to move this thing along. I know there's some people that may be hopping in and joining us late. Thank you all for sharing. It is fun to hear the voices that go with the faces. And I want to encourage you, if you're new, stick around, stick with us, because over time, there's just something beautiful that kind of bubbles up in this community as we do this together. The first thing that we want to do, I want to give you a brief tour of just a few things that even if you've been around for a while, you may not realize are there for you, to make sure that we are utilizing the resources that we have. And so the very first thing, I'm going to do some sharing of my screen. And I just want to make sure, so this may be new for some of you, and maybe not for others. For those of you who are on Facebook, want to make sure you know about the Renewal Warriors resource group. And I'm not going to talk a whole lot about this, but this is not where we run our groups, because we'll be over in BOG groups. But this page is, you want just a big general question answered. Amanda posted a great question in there today, or we'll put announcements in there, things like that. But I want to point you over to the guides here. If you are brand new and you haven't checked out this challenge group prep guide, it looks like a ton, but some of them are pretty short. This is to help you get acclimated, to learn your way around the tools that we have. So that is there. If you are trying to decide on your nutrition program, these posts right here are very important for you and will help you. I also want to, if you are have Shakeology coming to you, don't miss out on this guide. Now, if you're not on Facebook, maybe only Instagram or nothing, then connect with your coach, because they can get these resources to you. But there are so many, oftentimes people say, oh, I really didn't like it. And my first question is, how did you make it? So we want to help you figure out, because it is such a solid just such a solid and important aspect of our nutrition that we want to make sure that we're helping you make the most of it. Some great videos that are helpful. Some of these are, well, actually, they're all really, really great and pretty short. But I want to point you here. Oftentimes people say, hey, can you send me info about Energize? If you come over here in product program information, there is a 3-minute video about Energize, the science behind it, things like that. If you want to know about like what's the difference between beach bars and other things like that. But all of this is here for you. There's probably more we could add in here. But I just wanted you to know that that's there. There's a bunch of recipes, all sorts of things, and some extra resources. So we want you to know that that is there. The next place I'm going to take you, let's see if this cooperates with me, is Beachbody on Demand. Are you saying Beachbody on Demand, or do I need to? Yep. Okay, great. So most of you probably access this through the app much of the time. When I do my workouts, I pull it up on my Apple TV or my Amazon Fire Stick. Sometimes I use my laptop if I'm traveling. Some people use their phone. I'm impressed if you do. But the going through the website is a great place to find your program materials. So sometimes people will say, hey, I did this program, but I didn't realize there was a calendar for it. Please. So for instance, if you are doing 4 weeks for everybody, I'm going to go here and actually, just so you know, you can filter through to search programs by clicking on the filters button there, just so you know. But I want to point you to, actually, let's say I'm going to do job 1. And make sure for every program, you're going to see something very similar to this. You can also find this, I think, through your phone app too, but I always do it through my computer or because I want to print it out. So I encourage you to print out your workout calendars. Most of our programs now are in real time, so you're not repeating workouts for the most part, but a few of the newer programs have a couple repeated workouts. Most of them don't. But the older programs definitely do. And so you want to make sure you're following the calendar. There's also Spotify playlists, all sorts of things like that. Okay. And just your general introduction, if you want to look around at programs, if you click on the program, you'll find the sample workout. If it's a program created in the last few years, you'll find some information. So if you want to explore your programs or watch the trailer right here, you can do that. So it's a great way to explore programs. Also, your nutrition tools. If you go over to nutrition, and remember in Renewal Warriors resource group, you can learn more about those programs. But Portion Fix, if you buy a Total Solution Pack, you'll have Portion Fix and To Be Mindset. 4-Week Gut Protocol is here, to Be Pregnant. These are extra things, but I just want to point you to, if you're making a decision, you can come check these out. Watch the first couple videos, get to know it. There's a ton of program materials, the logbook, the worksheets, all that kind of stuff is here. And we don't want you to miss out on this. Sometimes I think people get that To Be Mindset tracker in the mail that comes with the Total Solution Pack and have thought that's the program, and it's not. You're missing out big time. If like you're trying to decide on a program, again, like watch these first couple, it's going to give you a really, really good sense of things. And you've got all of these resources. We want you to know that that's there. Just 2 more things and we're going to move on. If you, where is it here? Okay, my session has expired. This has shifted over the years. So if you're rejoining us for the first time in a while, they've made some big changes. If you go to teambeachbody.com, if you want to change an order, here's your main page. Click in this upper right-hand corner. So this is mine, obviously. Go to memberships and subscriptions. I keep having to move everybody's faces away from my, and if I scroll down, I'm going to see, oh, there's my chocolate Shakeology order that's coming up. I want to manage my subscription, or I can add some things onto it. I can pause it, but say I want to change my flavor, or I want to cancel my next shipment, or change my ship date, or update my credit. It's all there. So it's really not hard to do. We want you to know that that is there for you. Okay. And then I'm going to stop my share. So that's just kind of the quick of that. We're going to go into some specific group info, but I also want you to know, as we're talking about things like Energize and Shakeology and all of that, like, your subscriptions. If you're using things regularly, make sure you talk to your coach about being a preferred customer, because it just makes sense. It's just a way to save. So, and Jennifer put in there a little quiz, which we can also share. We should put that in the prep guide in the Renewal Warriors resource group. Say that 10 times fast. But there's a little quiz for helping you to figure out what the best nutrition program is for you. The thing to know is there's not one that's better or not. It really depends on the person, and sometimes it depends on the season of life. I'm going to turn it over to Sarah. And we're going to just, each of the coaches is going to chime in. We're going to keep this as brief as possible, but just give you a very quick outline of what this particular group's going to look like. Ladies, let's just keep it to kind of the most necessary things. And Sarah is sharing her screen. She's going to take it away.
Okay, so I just wanted to kind of give a beginning overlook of the bod groups, and then Caitlin will give a little bit more. So I know for myself and for most of you, we typically access the group and any tracking and stuff on your phone. I think this will be brought up later, but I made like a quick little video that's in the Renewal Warriors resource group. That's like a screen share of my phone of how you would find certain tracking things. But if for whatever reason you're looking for that stuff on your computer, you would just go to, you can either start out in the bod groups here. This is like the particular thing. Hold on, I was actually in the right place before, and then I was gonna try to find exactly how I got there in the first place, and I'm not going the right place. This is, you'll find the tracking tools. Hold on a second, I'm gonna do this. Okay, Beachbody On Demand, that's where it is. Tracking, that's where I wanted to go. All right, which is where I'm at. So over here on the left, you'll have a lot of these same kind of things. They'll just be in a different place. They'll be down at the bottom of your screen on your phone. There's like little icons that represent all these, represent the different things that you would do. And there's a little button on the bottom that's for tracking. So once you go to that, you'll have all the different places that you'll go. So you can go directly into your workouts. If you did some other kind of workout, if you just went for a walk, right? Or you like did a bike ride, you know, on your own or whatever, and you just wanted to track your workout, you could just click on workouts, type in that thing. The great part is when you are part of a bod group and you complete a workout, it will automatically see that you did that workout. And then as soon as you go into the group again, it will say, hey, guess what? I see that you did a workout. Do you want to log it? And you click yes, because then it will log it. Even if for whatever reason, you don't have the time, you don't want to like put it in the group for some reason, you still want to track it because you want to log that you've done your workout. But it takes literally 5 more seconds to take a quick picture of yourself right after you finish your workout. And it'll say, do you want to share this to the group? And you say yes. And then it will automatically go into the bod group. Okay. Which you will then see once you get into the group that it has posted into our group, which I think Caitlin is going to go into a little bit more detail. This is the coach view of it. So it's slightly different, but essentially you would come here, there'd be a post pinned at the top, and then anybody down below it, anybody who's tracked a workout or a Shakeology or anything else and wanted to share it the group will come right below that first pinned post. Okay. Other than that, you can track your water, you can track your Shakeology, your Energize and Recover, anything really that you want to make sure that you're tracking, you have access to in that tracker on both your phone and the website. Okay. So any of this stuff here, I mean, you can put in your weight and your measurements, you can add your progress photos. I mean, all of this stuff is there. So it's super helpful and super user-friendly. And girls, I'm almost at my goal. I have a little bit more. That's all I'll say about that. And that's it. I'm done.
And I'm just going to bop in there and say they've started a new thing with badges. And those of you who've been around, you've gotten the badges. So you want to track the things because you want the badges, at least if you're one of those achiever types. Yeah. So it's really fun when it's like, I 100 workouts, or, you know, my first workout or my first ride or my first
Or
shakeout.
you completed a program, like
Yes,
there's
yep.
one and you get a
So
badge for
track
that.
the things. Let's throw it over to Caitlin. She's just going to give a little sense of the layout of the group. And then we're going to go into the specifics of what this particular group and share a little action plan that we have for you.
Okay, so no matter how you do this, either through your computer or your phone, you will see what you saw on Sarah's screen of the Back to Basics group. That's the one you always want to check in every day. Every day there's going to be a post pinned to the very top of what you're supposed to do. There's different days. We'll go into that a little bit later of like what each day is. And then if you're answering under that, you'll scroll down and you'll see everyone's responses. What you also might see when you scroll down after that is people logging their shakes or whatever you're putting up there. You'll see people's posts underneath that. But the most important thing, if you can only just get in to do the post, check out the post and fill it out. If you have any questions, I think Emily mentioned this earlier, any burning questions, you don't want them to get lost in all of those posts. So just reach out to your coach, put it in the Renewal Resources Facebook page, and then it won't get lost.
Yeah, and I would also say, like, a lot of us coaches have like a message thread for our particular challengers for that month. That's a great place. You can ask questions in this group, but if you don't want it to get lost, put it in the comments of the actual pinned post for the day, because then it just kind of stays up there at the top, because everything else is just kind of updating as people log their stuff for the day. Mary, can you jump in? Mary's going to share a little talk about selfies and encouragement. Yes, I never took a selfie until I started doing Beachbody stuff.
I don't think I did either, honestly. So you've heard this about the sweaty selfie, and I think we can all relate to this fact very well. We've gone through COVID, right? Where half of our faces have been, covered. And can you imagine doing a call like this with no video, right? So there is so much value when we can see your face. And yeah, we want to see how sweaty you are. I want to see how grumpy you are before and happy after, So the selfie does so much more for the group as a whole, because we see your face, we see how exhausted you are, or just how happy you are that you're done. And honestly, it's not only the good days, but it's the bad days too. Like, we want to see your selfie all the time, because it just brings that realness. It brings a little bit more vulnerability, because we're asking you to do something that you may be uncomfortable with. But let me tell you, there is growth at the other side of that. So it's kind of just a little catalyst for growth. Think of it as that. And it's just very encouraging for me to see your face and know, okay, I'm not just doing this to some random person that posted a workout. I'm doing this with Emily and Caitlin and Jennifer, because I see your faces and we're all in this together. So I love the selfie. So don't be afraid to share that with us, ladies. We want to see your faces.
Yeah, thank you, Mary. That is our little theme song on our team. We're all in this together. But I think the thing about this, you're gonna have days where you're like, this is awesome, I'm excited, and you hop in there and you're giving encouragement to other people. There are going to be days when you are the person who needs the encouragement. And so, but because you show up and because you share and say, well, that sucked, that was really hard, or people rally around. I often say, like, you're going to get as much out of it as you put into it. What I don't ever want anybody to do is have their time sucked away staring at their phone and scrolling through things. But what I do want to encourage you to do is set aside 5-10 minutes in your day. If you have trouble remembering, set a reminder on your phone, or do it immediately after you do your workout, so you're logging your workout, to pop into the group, to connect a little bit with people. If you have, 2 minutes in your day that you scroll social media, you have 2 minutes in your day that you can encourage other people, connect with other people, see what they're saying. But your number one goal is to do your thing, pop in there, log it, and potentially chime in on the pinned post. Jen, were you gonna say something?
I was just going to say, and the days that you don't want to do it the most are the days that you should, because those are the days that we can encourage you to keep going and to keep moving. So the days that it feels the hardest are the days that it's the best to be there. It's good to be there every day, but especially on the days that you don't want to be there.
And those are also the days we build our belief, because we realize when we actually do the hard thing, we remember the next time that I did that hard thing. And I felt better afterwards. And that's, people often are like, Emily, you're so dedicated. And guys, I was never consistent with exercise until I started Beachbody. And the reason is because I've realized at this point, it's a matter of my mental health. It's a matter of my just overall well-being. It's, you know, sure, I'd love, you know, some change on the scale sometimes, but it's bigger than that. So when we dreamed up this month in particular, our desire was to keep it simple. And sometimes, you know, there are groups where we have themes and every day is different. This month, there's going to be a theme for each day of the week. And that theme's coming back the next week. So you can expect it. Sometimes the post might be the exact same post, but our goal is that what we are sharing is helping us to focus in on what are the simple, not always easy, but simple activities that compound over time, that bring life to our bodies, to our minds. Some of these are, you know, things like nutrition and fitness and water. And some of these things are things like encouragement, recognition, or, you know, focusing on celebration and things like that that really matter also. So we're just super simple, gonna go, each coach has a day of the week who and will be sharing what that post is. So Mondays, Caitlin will be.
So I'm super excited to start off with your Monday for you, the Mindset Monday. And what I've been finding is so much of changing your habits and working on yourself is mindset. The definition of mindset is the established set of attitudes held by someone. So held by yourself. What are your attitudes? So as you start each week, your Monday will be focusing on how to tear down old beliefs about yourself that have been holding you back, and how to build it back up by telling yourself new stories.
Cool. And thank you, Caitlin. And Tuesday.
On Tuesday, we'll be focusing on transformation. So I'm sure those of you who've been around for a little while with Beachbody is, you know, taking those before pictures and measurements and how we don't always want to do them. But when you do, and then you take them again at the end, how much of a difference that you can either see or feel or just reflect on. So Transformation Tuesday will be focusing on making sure we're getting those pictures taken. Not that you're going to share them with anyone but yourself. That's not a requirement here. But if you're willing, share those pictures. We're going to talk about transformation that's happening within yourself, some non-scale victories, and then, of course, at the end of this month, reflecting on those transformations that's happened. So you can expect that each Tuesday.
And Sarah.
My ladies know I got Wednesday. So in our little message thread, we have a little challenge that has been super fun, and it's Water Wednesday. So it's Water Wednesday today, by the way. So we're going to transfer that to the group. So on Water Wednesday, it's going to be a little bit, yeah, I mean, cheers, everybody. Cheers. It's going to be, it might be slightly different every week. I haven't quite figured out exactly how it's going to work, but essentially what you can expect is to use the tracker in your phone, go find the water tracker, log in a couple of times a day, how many ounces of water you've had for the day, and then take a quick screenshot and throw it in the post. And I will have more specifics as to, like, kind of, you know, if you're going to do it a couple of times a day, or maybe say what your goal is first. It'll be a little bit different each week. But it's a simple, easy thing. You just pop in your phone, put the ounces that you had, take a screenshot, and then show kind of the progress throughout the day. And you will not believe how much water you drink when there's that slight bit of competition that you add into it. So yeah.
I just gonna pop
Jean.
in
I
before
see
we
Jean
oh,
chugging.
before we pop over to Jennifer, just to say our hope is that as these things recur, you know, if Wednesday you're focused on water, the next day you're going to actually be thinking about your water because that's what you were doing yesterday. So it's just keeping these things fresh in our mind. Jennifer.
Well, on Thursdays, we're going to have Tasty Thursdays, and I love to cook. I love to eat. I love all things that taste good. So on Thursdays, we'll be sharing some tasty recipes that are tried and true. Some of my favorites, some that are family oriented that even my daughter will eat, or other people's daughters will also eat, because my daughter will eat just about anything. So that will be Tasty Tuesdays recipe, and something that you can even pop into your routine. Easy, 30 minutes or less that you can make and have ready for dinner, maybe even that night.
And I think we're going to encourage some recipe sharing as well, because
yes.
So we want that in your mind. If you're making something and you're like, this was good and it was healthy, because guys, I love to eat too. And I do not want you to be hating your food, because that is not sustainable. The goal here is to enjoy it and also feel good about, you know, that as well. So as you're trying things, as you're experimenting, or maybe you have something you love, but somebody else hasn't tried before, plan to share that, because you will help them meal plan for next week. And we all need that help. Me too. Fridays are Fangirl Friday. Recognition. I called my husband, reminded me of this phrase just tonight. What gets recognized gets repeated. Guys, when sometimes it's not going to be the physical change, but you're seeing someone show up and they are inspiring you, or somebody has made the choice to do the thing that was really hard. Maybe they skipped the drive-through and they did, you know, whatever. I want you to be keeping an eye out on who you can shout out and recognize who is inspiring you, who has encouraged you. Coaches are going to be keeping an eye out, but we want to build a culture. I think we already have one of encouragement, but intentionally building one another up, intentionally not calling each other out, but calling each other up to what we were created to be. That's what I'm always, I wouldn't say preach, but share with our team. Dawn.
Okay, so I have actually two things to tackle on Saturday. It's going to be Sweat It Out Saturday and or Slow Down Saturday. And the goal of that day, like, I don't know about you, but I have a similar rhythm Monday through Friday, and then I have my weekend. And if I'm really lucky, it's a chill out weekend, but usually it's full of sports, and my routine just kind of shifts. And I know a lot of ladies that they're doing really well Monday through Friday, and they hit Saturday and they let things slip and they don't do anything. So my encouragement each week is going to be focused on two things. One, still move. Get your body to move. It might look different. It might not be your bod workout. It might be a walk. It might be a hike. I don't know. And then also encourage you to have a rhythm of rest, because sometimes we can swing the other way and we do the things and do the things and do the things and do the things, and we never slow down, which is also not healthy. So we're going to try and find the balance this month on our Saturdays.
Awesome. Love it. And finally, Olivia, last but not least.
So for Sundays, we are going to do Set Yourself Up Sunday. Us coaches have realized that every Sunday has been helpful to kind of just think about and prep for the week ahead. Whenever you actually lay it out and prep for it, then you are more likely to actually do the things. So whether it is prepping your meals, prepping when you're going to do the workouts for the week, what your schedule is going to be like, maybe when you're going to fit in your rest days, a little bit of everything, but we're going to get all of us set up and ready for the week ahead so that we can win the week.
Awesome. to wrap up tonight, Dawn is going to share a couple tips with us, and then I'm just going to screen share. We have created a bit of an action plan kind of worksheet for you to help you get focused, to help you kind of think through over the next few days. And then we will leave it open for some question and answer, but if anybody needs to hop off at the time, they certainly can. But Dawn joined us in April. And she joined as a coach and a challenger at the same exact time. So it's kind of a cool thing in that she really had both the new coach and a new customer view into things. And so I feel like she brings some experience that she can really speak to. Just a couple quick tips to help all of us, because those of us who've been around for a long time, sometimes we need these reminders just as much as anybody else, because it needs to be fresh again.
Okay, so a couple things that came to mind when Emily asked me earlier today. The first thing is really simple. I just want to encourage you to ask your coach for help or for input if you're just really not sure what's a good fit for you, or which workout plan might work. I have only done several workout plans, so I actually often go to Emily and go, or the team, and say, what should I tell this lady to do, or what even would work for me? So if you're not sure, don't just drown in the library of things and information. Reach out to your coach, ask them what they think about it. The other thing is, the ladies that have been successful, most successful, that myself included, are those who, number one, they do, Emily says, do the things. They do the things. So yeah, we all have to do the work, but I really want to encourage you in accountability. Those who have been most successful, myself included, are those who are staying engaged with the group. So I always tell my ladies, it takes a couple minutes, really a couple minutes of your day, to check in on the post, to share something, what you're struggling. So I do want to encourage you, engage with the group, engage with your coach. And when you're struggling, don't hide. That is my tendency. As soon as I'm having a bad week, or I ate half the package of cookies, I'm like, I don't want to talk to anybody. So please, that is the moment where you have, and listen, coaches, we know if you've gone silent, maybe you're like really stressed out and busy, but there's a good chance you're really struggling. So I want to encourage you, don't hide. And the last thing that came to mind was, I tend to be just like I was with this. I'm like, oh, I'm going to be a customer and I'm going to be a coach. We're going to do all the things all the time, all at once. And Emily was really helpful and still helping me ease into that. So if you are like me and you're like, okay, I'm going to up my water and I'm going to jump into this nutrition plan and I'm going to run, I'm going to work out, and I'm going to all the things. You might get overwhelmed. If you can handle that, great. But if you can't, I kind of want to give you permission that it's okay if you take steps. And it's even okay if you get through 1 week, you're like, whoa, way too much, need to tweak the plan. Again, let your coach know, because they're going to say, okay, let's keep this as a priority and let's build this in. So stay connected, chat with your coach, and don't disappear.
Yes. And anticipate if you're brand new, and especially as you incorporate nutrition, anticipate it's going to be a challenge because you're making changes. And this is where this brings us to our success plan. And this is where we're going to kind of wrap up for the night. So I keep calling it different things, action plan. So you should see here, you're all going to get this in PDF form. I actually printed one out tonight on cardstock, and it's so pretty. Look at that. So if you look at this and you go, whoa, that's overwhelming, take a deep breath and ask for help. Is that Daniel Tiger? I think so. I'm like a walking musical, just, yeah, if you don't know me. We're breaking it down back here, but here's the deal. Your why, what's your fitness program? If you're just focusing on fitness for a week or two and getting yourself settled, or that's your main priority, this isn't like you fail if you haven't filled out all the boxes, but we want to encourage you to make the most of the resources that you have, and take, advantage of them because they're good and they're there. This is helping you to think through, okay, water. What is my goal? Write it down, fill in the box. What are the days that I'm going to work out? Check out your, print out your program calendar. Here's a little tip. Say when Saturdays and Sundays are actually great days for you to work out, and they would be your rest days. You have permission to shift the calendar a little bit. You have permission to start a workout program that starts on a Monday, not on a Monday. If you're type A like Jennifer, that will drive you out of your freaking mind. But guess what? It is an okay thing to do. So I can say that because I also kind of feel that way, but I am a recovering perfectionist here. So anyway, but the idea here is to plan it, to make an intention, set your intentions, plan it into your calendar. What is your ideal workout time? Guess what? I didn't do my workout at my ideal workout time today. So life happens, but we want to think through it. We want to think through our obstacles, some goals. And I just want to point you to who's got your back, personal development, self-care. Back here and break it down for you a little bit. We have a little message for you. Please take the time to read this. But certain things helping you think through your why. Like, I know that is kind of a cliche thing and we hear it all the time, but what are the stakes? Why does it actually matter? Yeah, sure. I'm going to be 40 in a few months, and I have some goals before my 40th birthday that are pound related, but it's bigger than that. I need to go deeper than that, because if I only focus on the physical, that's not going to carry me beyond a week. So a little note about your programs, but anticipate the obstacles and embrace the suck. This is not going to be easy. You're not always going to feel motivated. And so really thinking ahead of just, there are going to be days where it's hard. And what are those things that often get in my way, and how am I thinking ahead about those? Who are the people that are supporting you? Guys, when I first started, I didn't want to tell anybody, because to me, the fact that I felt like I needed this felt shameful. That speaks to some of the things I've needed to dig up and work through. But this is just let people in. Self-care, personal development. Again, some people might be like, yes, some people might be like, I don't have time for that. Will you take the time to read through this, think through it? This doesn't need to be complicated. It doesn't need to be expensive. It doesn't need to be time consuming. But if we don't think about it, if we don't plan for it, we go on autopilot. That doesn't usually work super well for many of us. So this is just an opportunity for you to be intentional, to think through things, and to make a little commitment, first and foremost, to yourself. It is not selfish, and everybody in your life will benefit because you do. So we're going to share that in PDF version. We're going to email it out tomorrow. And encourage you, once you finish it, to send it on to your coach. I think that's about it. We are over the time that we had planned, and I apologize for that, but I thank you all for being present, for sticking with us. I want to, coaches, is there anything that you feel is absolutely necessary that I forgot? Because it happens. Okay. Guys, I hope that you are excited to be here. We also want to ask you if you would think about who the people are in your life, whether you have interest in coaching or not at all. You have an impact. The choices that you make impact all the people around you. And so as you are doing this and people are, maybe you're chatting with someone about it. Gosh, how many times have I heard, oh, I could never do that, or I've always wanted to do that, or I walk through the door, invite the people to do it with you, because you have the chance to be an encouragement and to help someone else change their lives. Whether that's with you or you invite them into this group and connect them to one of us, we want to see the impact of this community grow, because not only is it an impact that grows among this generation, but if you think about the changes we're making in our hearts and our minds, in addition to our bodies and our health, physical health, there's generational impact that can happen here. And so you are an important part of that. And we care deeply about what we do. And we just like to have fun and be together. And so we thank you for being here, for being a part of our community. We are just super feel privileged that you have trusted us to walk alongside you. And PS, we're right there alongside you in the trenches. Some days are great and some days are not. And if you've been in a group with us, you know that. So are there any questions? If anybody needs to hop off at this point, feel free, just leave it open for a moment for questions. And could be about Beachbody stuff, could be about like nutrition programs or anything like that. I said the Beachbody stuff, like that's separate from the nutrition programs.
Jean, did you have a question or are you saying goodbye? Okay.
Bye, Jean. It was so nice to hear your voice. Well, ladies, thank you for being on, and pop into the group, get connected to the group. If you haven't, go check out that welcome post so that you know where we're going, and look for an email tomorrow with your action plan. Have a good night. Thanks for being on.